Steve, just first of all, what was your assessment of the game? What did you take away from tonight?
Another defeat. Never like losing. Don't think we deserve to lose if you put the game into a whole. But I thought we started really well in the game. Really bright, really clever, trying to get forward. I think our system probably caused them a little problem to start with, which obviously they adapted to. But lose a really poor goal on counter-attack. The organisation behind that attack wasn't right. Good teams will punish you. That's what happened. Ivory Coast are a good team. They punished us with a counter-attack. And I thought the reaction to going 1-0 down wasn't good. We lost control of the game when we should have kept control of the game, because we'd started really well. And that's something we have to become better at.
What are the positives you take from tonight going forward? Second
half, I thought we were excellent. We dominated the game. We had more of the ball. We looked a threat. We certainly got a number of balls into the box. We didn't create anything that was particularly clean, but I think that was credit to Ivory Coast. I thought they defended well second half, but I thought we asked them to defend very well, and they did that.
Steve, were you not pretty pleased though overall with the sort of aggression, the intent that the players showed tonight? It seemed like a really positive reaction.
No, the reaction was good. I told the players after the game, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. 2 performances, 2 different systems. Tonight, I felt the start of the game was good because we were on the front foot. I just felt we didn't react very well to the goal, and we have to be better at that. Second half, I thought we were excellent. We got about them. We tried to play on the front foot. By and large, we did. And we just need to find a little bit of quality or a little bit of calmness when you get to the final third of the pitch. And if you do that, the chances will come.
Has it got anything to do at all with the reaction? Because once again, we heard it at half-time and then a little bit at full-time. And I don't know what people are looking at and what they're making that assessment on, but can that, if there is a bit of negativity there, can that creep onto the final third when your guys are needing to keep that bit of composure?
I wouldn't like to think so. And I think the more you speak about it, the more you encourage people to be negative, so I'd rather not talk about it. I thought my team was really positive, and that's what I take out of the game.
Steve, you're trying things in these games. Were you encouraged by the shape, and you know, would you be tempted to go with the front 2 again?
I like the shape. I do like playing with front 2. Sometimes it's difficult because I've got so many good midfield players that you're always tempted to try and get them into your side. I've said before, the back 5, when we play a back 5, is a system that qualified us for 2 tournaments. And then everybody suddenly became really negative about it. When I have the key personnel that I can put on the pitch, the back 5, the way we play, is a really good system for us. Whether we play with a back 5, 1 striker and 2 off the top, it's a system that works for us.
What was your thinking with the goalkeeper? Because I think people might have expected Angus Gunn would play again because he's had so little time.
I had a chat with Angus about it. I had a chat with all the goalkeepers. I wanted to give Liam a little bit more international experience. I wanted to give Scott Bain a little bit more international experience. Maybe Craig doesn't make it, maybe Angus doesn't make it. That was the thinking on that. In terms of Angus getting game time, to get game time at the end of March is still a long way away for the tournament, so he's going to train at his club, he's going to work at his club, and come the summer, if he's in the squad, he'll get one of the friendlies.
Steve, what are your main takes from this camp?
That I have a good squad, that we can be competitive against top level national teams, and Japan and Ivory Coast are 2 really good sides, and we showed that we can compete in both games.
By the time the next camp for Curacao, Steve, would you want clarity on your own position by then?
No. I want to concentrate on the World Cup. I'm sure if something happens, you guys will know. If it doesn't happen, I'm not bothered. I want to get to the World Cup. I want to be in the right frame of mind. I want my players to be in the right frame of mind. What happens will happen.
So if there's no dialogue, it is something that won't hang over the tournament?
Finished. I'm not talking about my contract anymore.
Steve, you said that maybe just at times you maybe just lacked that slight bit of finesse or that clinical edge. Is that a worry at this stage, or is that something you feel can click by the time?
I think it's something that can come. Like I said, you just need the players who are making the final pass or the final delivery or the final shot just to relax a little bit, and maybe as we get closer to the tournament they'll do that, hopefully.
Steve, I know you said that's the first time you've gone back to the back 3 in quite a while.
Do you think that you could potentially go back to that for the tournament?
Yes.
Is there enough time to work on that, do you think?
Played it for the best part of 5 years. So they know exactly how to play. Every player that played in that system tonight has played there. Dominic came in, plays in the middle of a back three at Wrexham. Ross McCrory came in, plays as a wing back at Bristol City. I've played with two strikers. George and Shea have played together. So every player has played that position. If we need to go with a 4, we go with a 4. If we need to go with a back 5, we go with a back 5. That will be decided depending on the nature of the opposition.
Can I just ask you about George as well? What did you think of his 2 performances over the last couple of days?
Good. Come in, bright. Needs a goal. Would like a goal, but he's trying to score. He's had good efforts. He's tried to get efforts away. That's a good thing for a striker.
Steve, have you clarified yet the final game before Haiti? Hopefully New Jersey.
Have we clarified it?
Nearly.
So can I say?
Up to you.
Yeah, it's done. Bolivia. So if you put your money in Venezuela, you've lost. Bolivia. No, same venue. Everything's in place.
It's going to be June the 5th, is it? Or June the 5th?
Everything's in place. Nothing changes.
Thank you.
All good. Stole your thunder. He was going to announce it tomorrow. Safe journey back, guys.
Well, if I'm not wrong, I think Japan have beat England 1-0 today as well, so let's be real, we got beat 1-0 off Japan yet, and it was a 0-0 game. We just probably made a mistake, and so they've went and beat England, so it shows that Japan are a good team. Ivory Coast won 4-0 on Saturday, and I think for large parts we were better teams, certainly in the second half. So we're playing against really good nations. We're playing against nations that are used to qualifying for World Cups, used to playing in massive games. So the gaffer does this deliberately. The gaffer we could easily have took 2 easy games where you win 4-0, and but we want to test ourselves. We want to play against different teams. We want to challenge ourselves, and that's why we've took these games, and we've learnt a lot about ourselves this week. So I think we've took a lot of positives. Real tough work on the training ground. 2 tough games and a lot of positives to take, stuff to work on, of course, but we've never said we're the finished article, and everything's just working towards the summer, and we'll be ready when it comes.
There was a bit of booing at the end of today's game as well. Is that tough to hear?
No, I just think it's now set into. I think it's now just setting. If we don't, get the result, then we just get booed. But what I will say is 95% of the fans drowned it out very quickly. So it's a small minority. It was a small minority at Hampden on Saturday, and it was a small minority today. And I think everyone behind that goal today, when we were clapping, was fans that were appreciative of what they've seen, appreciative of a team that have took them to a World Cup, and the reception at the end was unbelievable. So it's only a few people. Now I don't know whether it's just they just want to boo for the sake of it or whatever, because for me that's not a booing performance. That was a performance that okay, we got beat, and I hate getting beat, but there was a lot of positives to take. It wasn't from a want of trying. We played some really good stuff, especially second half, and I think a lot of people seen that, and I think that's why the reception was so good when we were doing our lap of thanks.
And do you think it's just that slight bit of finesse? Is that something that can click quite easily come the World Cup, or how do you work on something like that?
It won't come easily, but at half time I think me and the gaffer were really annoyed at how easily we were giving the ball away. That was the thing. Look, we had to change a couple of things defensively, but we gave the ball away far too easily, especially in the final third, and every chance they had in the first half came from our mistakes. So I think then the second half we fixed that a lot better. I think we were a lot better on the ball. We started creating a lot more chances, being a bit more patient, things like that. And okay, we didn't get the end product in the end, but it wasn't from a want of trying. We had a few chances, few half chances, lots of corners, lots of free kicks. So look, we tried, and yeah, look, we need to keep working, and we need to keep trying to get it right, and hopefully this summer it will happen.
How big could it be a lot more of the guys getting regular football over the last couple of months of this season for their clubs?
Some lads have only got 5 games left. I don't think it's a massive deal. I'll be honest. I think first and foremost we want everyone fit. We want the manager to have as hard of a decision to make so that everyone's fit. We don't want anyone missing out through injury. So that's the first and foremost thing. And then it's just we just build up into we've got 2 warm-up games before the game. So we'll have plenty of time to get up to speed. We'll train hard when we get out there and things like that. So, look, we're excited. The change room's so excited to meet up again. If we could fast forward, I think a lot of us would. And it's an amazing summer to be involved in. It's an amazing summer to be Scottish, and I just hope everyone can enjoy it. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers, guys.